You came across this question in your chemistry exam. How will you answer it? It is very easy. Let's solve together. The question says, calculate the RAM, alright, relax, of chlorine which contains 75% Cl 3517 and 25% Cl 3717. Now, relax. This question is extremely very easy. From the look of things, they are asking us to calculate the RAM. Now, RAM here simply means relative atomic mass. Please listen very well. RAM simply means relative atomic mass. And now, whenever you see a practice question in chemistry, you have to note the topic to which the question is from. And from the look of things, this question on the board is on a very vital aspect in chemistry called isotopy and relative atomic mass calculations. And in the course of this question, and also in any other question you'll be asked to solve under this aspect, please listen very well. There is a formula to note for relative atomic mass. So relative atomic mass you are looking at, which is written in short as RAM, has a formula. Please listen. And the formula is simply percentage 1, which I'll tell you what it means. Just relax. Percentage 1 times M1, all right, divided by 100, relax, plus percentage 2 times M2 divided by 100. So this is the formula we need to solve this question, and I'll be guiding us through on what to do, to solve the question. And at the end of solving this question, I'm going to give you a practice question so you solve to master this aspect properly. Okay, guys, moving further, please listen very well. You can see the question is asking us to calculate the RAM, which simply means relative atomic mass of chlorine, right? And there is a formula to note which I just told you. Please note it. You can see that this question on relative atomic mass is dealing with percentages. We have other ways questions can be asked under this aspect whereby they will still ask you to calculate for relative atomic mass, but in some cases they will give you ratios instead of percentage, and that has its own formula. I already have a full video lesson on my channel that explains on all of this aspect. The link to access that video will be in the comment section of this video lesson, so ensure you watch that lesson. So moving further, RAM is equal to percentage 1. Percentage 1 here simply means percentage abundance. That's what it means. Listen, this percentage, it means percentage abundance in this topic, isotopy and relative atomic mass calculation. It means percentage abundance. But what written here means percentage abundance of the first isotope. Same applies to this percentage 2. It is percentage, but since 2 was there, it means percentage abundance of the second isotope. M1 simply means mass. M means mass number, but 1 written here means mass number of the first isotope, whereby M here is still mass number, but M2 written here is mass number of the second isotope. Relax. Over 100 over 100. So now how do we determine the values to be in these parameters? Relax, all right? So we were given 2 isotopes. This is the first isotope and the second isotope. It is dealing with chlorine as an element. The first isotope is Cl 3517, all right, 3517. And the second isotope, all right, is Cl 37, all right, 17. So now please listen, when you count, now we have to understand something. The value of not just this for any other element at all. Any value written up, they call it mass number. But the values written down, they call them atomic number. Please, you can see the difference. Here is mass number and this is atomic number. Same applies to this and same applies to any other element you'll be seeing, all right, in chemistry. So 35 here is the mass number of this chlorine 35. 37 here is the mass number of this chlorine 3717 as well. Relax. Now, how do we determine the first and second isotope in this topic? You know, when you count numbers, you count 35 before you count 37. So chlorine 35 should be regarded to be the first isotope. So everything 1 will be for chlorine 35, whereby chlorine 37 will be the second isotope. I believe you are following me. All these things are very easy. They are not difficult at all. Moving further, what do we do? Very easy. So 75% of this will be percentage 1, because actually anything that will be 1 in my formula will be for this isotope, because they said 75% of this chlorine 35 17. So percentage 1 will be this value. So calculation for the relative atomic mass of this chlorine in this question, it is going to be percentage 1 is what? 75%, because it was the first percentage I saw. Percentage 1, the first percentage of the first isotope. You understand? Please, the way I'm solving it, that's how you should solve any other question you see. Don't worry, at the end of solving this question, I'm going to give you a practice question so you solve to understand this aspect of chemistry properly. So moving further, 75% times M1, mass number of the first isotope. I told you mass number is always located up, atomic number is located down. Mass number has other names. You can also call it atomic mass. Please listen, mass number can also be called atomic mass. So 75 times M1, what's the mass number of this chlorine? 3517. It is 35. You understand that we said that already, because the up value is your mass number divided by 100, all right, plus percentage of the second isotope. This is second isotope, 25%, all right. So here become 25 times what's the M2, mass number of the second isotope. What's the mass number here? 37. So 37 times 37 divided by what? 100. So what becomes the relative atomic mass of this chlorine isotope? So when we hit our calculator for this, we'll get 26.25. And when we hit our calculator for this, we'll get as plus 9.25. And when we add them together, we are going to get 35.5. You can see the relative atomic mass of this chlorine isotope is 35.5. So the answer to this question is option B. So you can see how questions under this aspect have been solved without stress. They are all very easy. For more understanding of this topic,